11 unbelievable things found on Earth we can't explain. 1. Antikythera mechanism. Antikythera mechanism is what some call the first analog computer, but no one knows who created it or where it actually came from. It's labeled as ancient Greek computer, sent from aliens. It was discovered in a deep-sea wreck in 1900, and it is able to accurately track the paths of the sun, moon and planets, and nothing this technologically advanced shows up in timelines until 1,000 years later. 2. The Baghdad Battery. A 2,200-year-old clay jar found near Baghdad, Iraq, has been described as the oldest known electric battery in existence. The jar itself has been dated to sometime around 200 BC. The opening of jar was sealed with an asphalt plug, which held in place a copper sheet rolled into a tube. This tube was capped at the bottom, with a copper disc held in place by more asphalt, and a narrow iron rod was stuck through the upper asphalt plug. Experiments with models of the Baghdad battery have generated between 1.5 and 2 volts. 3. The Devil's Bible. The Devil's Bible, a behemoth volume weighing in at 165 pounds, in its day was believed to contain all human knowledge. A complete Old Testament and New Testament, and a collection of a number of secular works besides, the Devil's Bible is an encyclopedia of medieval knowledge. But it has also been haunted by dark speculation, including that its writing was guided by the devil's hand. The story goes that such a feat was possible only because the monk who wrote it had made a compact with the devil. 4. The Shroud of Turin. The Shroud of Turin is a 14-foot-long piece of cloth that stretched across a man's body. The imprint of the man is on the cloth, with his hands clearly showing he was crucified. When it was discovered, people theorized it could be the burial shroud of Jesus Christ. The mystery grew when researchers dated the shroud to 1260 CE. While that should have proved it wasn't Jesus's shroud, many have still clung to the idea the dating could be incorrect. 5. The Sacsayhuaman Walls. The Sacsayhuaman is a giant stone wall built by the Inca thousands of years ago. They are in fact 3 concentric walls, made from limestone blocks that weigh about 300 tons each. They didn't use mortar or any other kind of cement to bind the walls, but they are carved and placed in such a way, packed so closely that even a sharp knife can't be wedged between 2 blocks. How they were able to expertly carve and move these giant boulders remains a mystery. 6. Bosnian Spheres. The half-buried stone was found by Bosnian archaeologist Samus Manijic. According to estimates, it weighs about 30 tons and measures up to 1.5 meters in diameter. Its brown reddish color suggests it is partly composed of iron, but analysis has yet to be done. Archaeologist believes it is the world's oldest man-made sphere and claims it proves Europe has an advanced lost civilization that used impressive technology more than 1,500 years ago. 7. Nazca Lines. In South Peru, there are a series of trenches in the Nazca Desert known as the Nazca Lines, which were created back in 500 BC. They can range between 4 to 6 inches deep and 0.4 to 1.1 kilometers wide, and a combined over 1,300 kilometers in length. The lines are made into some amazing shapes, such as a hummingbird, heron, whale, spider, and a pelican, amongst many others, and they are best seen from the air. 8. Dogu humanoids. Created during the Jomon period of Japanese culture, the Dogu are tiny sculpture relics typically found in grave or stone circles. They're considered some of the earliest forms of pottery in the world. The mysterious thing about them is it's unclear what they were used for in Jomon culture. While some think they might be early evidence of aliens, more realistic explanations point to shamanic rites and fertility statues. 9. The Winnipesaukee Mystery Stone. In the late 1872, a group of workers digging a fence post for Senecal Lad near Lake Winnipesaukee discovered a strange egg-shaped artifact. Clearly not a work of nature, the stone was drilled through from end to end with 2 different-sized tools and polished smooth along its surface. At only 4 inches high and 2.5 inches wide, the stone was miniature, but its intrigue was massive. 10. The Mount Owen Moa Claw. In 1986, a group of researchers went into a cave in Mount Owen on the island of New Zealand, only to discover one of the most terrifying and bizarre finds of the 20th century. They discovered a claw with flesh and muscle still intact that looked like it came from a dinosaur. It turned out to be a moa claw, a long-extinct bird native to the island. Even more mysterious is that it had been extinct for 3,000 years. So, how was the claw so well preserved? 11. The ancient Longyu Caves. The Longyu Caves, dated back to 212 BC, were discovered in 1922, and to date, 24 caves have been found. The most interesting thing is that no one has any idea who built them and why. Engineers are amazed by the size of the caves, considering they were man-made. They are very large, with some of them being 11,000 square feet, reaching heights of 98 feet.